More Counter-Strike to come. Some of your favourites up next. Dignitas and FaZe are about to do battle. I've got some of your favourites alongside me as well. An Australian and a Serbian walk into an esports bar, and they look to try and go understand exactly how Dignitas and FaZe is going to play out. That's not really a joke. It's actually what we're about to do. I've got myself, Chad, and of course Yanko to talk through Dignitas FaZe. Now,
would that make you the bartender, Alex?
It would, as I'm dressed accordingly.
Do you want a Kolsch? A Kolsch? Kolsch?
Hey,
Kolsch.
perfect. Can you order it in perfect German though?
Nah.
Ein.
Give me a beer, mate.
Ein Kolsch.
Give me a beer, mate.
Bitter. It's super easy. No, not going to try?
Nah, g'day. No. I'm from Australia.
G'day. I'm ignorant.
I'd like a beer, mate.
Nice. Solid work.
And then, Dankeschön.
Oh, hello. Cheeky bit of German slipping out there. What we've got next, though, is going to be a little bit of a hope, I can only assume, going to be a good affair. It's going to be the Danes going up against, of course, the mixed bag of FaZe clan. AZ, Alu, Jacob, Keo and Rain going up against Dignitas, who of course we saw recently offline at DreamHack Zowie Open Bucharest. It's Cajun B, Config, Magic Boy, MSL and Rubino. And I am going to call him Magic Boy. Can we all agree that it's Magic or not Magsic? Magis? Magisk? Okay, Magic Boy. But yeah, Yanko, we'll start with you. Pretty in pink today. What are we thinking? Dignitas and FaZe. In terms of a form check, do you think Dig have the edge here?
I think so.
Yeah.
FaZe has been looking really strong after they initially made the roster change, but lately have been a little bit shaky. It seems like they're a team who has, they either play really well or really bad. They don't have that middle ground where they can kind of skate through, so they will probably either win by a large margin or lose by a large margin. Yeah,
but the thing about Dignitas recently is that it has been a very steady incline for them. They haven't necessarily, you know, we always kind of talk about teams being plagued by inconsistencies, Chad, but I can't help but feel Dignitas are a pillar of just consistent Counter-Strike getting gradually better as time goes on, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think Cajun joining has spearheaded that. You know, they already had the tools. They had an in-game leader who was competent. They had stars in the team, but now Cajun B, he's the experience. He's pulled them all together. He said, look, boys, this is what we got to do. This is what I assume he said anyway, and probably in Danish. And he said, we're going to do it. And they're doing it. And he is the star of that team. And, you know, Config and old mate Magic Boy assisting him in fragging. They're looking good. They're a great unit. And they got the upper hand of in this matchup against FaZe at DreamHack Bucharest in the decider.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a bit of a nightmare for FaZe recently. I mean, we saw them in Bucharest as well, and losing to Cloud9, I think, was a heavy loss for them to take, a bit of a heavy hit. And I think it was 16-8, if I have it. Yeah, I do, 16-8, and then, of course, losing the best 3-0-2 to Dignitas as well. So the fact that these guys met recently and Dignitas got the better of them, that's certainly an indicator of how this one is going to play out. Yep. But if we were looking for silver linings for FaZe, you mentioned already, of course, that Alu's addition did give them a little bit of a spark. Is this something that can, you know, be manipulated into something genuinely cohesive? I think, you know, I remember we sat at the desk just the other week, Yanko, and you and Chad, in fact, looked at me and said, it's not working. The FaZe project has been a failure. I mean, that was the bottom line. That's how we ended the show. I mean, when you look at it initially, right, that they were the first international team to be made speaking in English, not in their native language. But it has been a year since the core of this team made the playoffs of an international tournament. I mean, far lesser teams have managed to do that. Even if you call it a fluke, they still managed to do it. You would expect FaZe, by chance, if nothing else, would be able to at least do it once with the amount of firepower they have on that team. But it just isn't meant to be, so to speak. Now, this latest iteration of the roster has been looking the strongest out of all the previous ones, pretty much. And they did have a good start, but then at the two LAN tournaments they did show up for, they couldn't make it past the playoffs. So I would give this lineup more time before I call it a complete failure, right? But looking at the project in itself, it has been failing. And that's what the next question, of course, is how much longer do we give it? How much longer do you, Chad, believe that they would need to actually start showing glimmers of hope before you just, you go ahead and throw it in the bin?
I think they'll definitely see out the next major campaign, you know, if they can make it there or not, and then you kind of will reset after that. That's what everyone has to look forward to, in the sense of this year it's going to end pretty quickly, and then next year's going to start with a bang, so you're not going to have too much downtime. Teams who take an extended break over Christmas are going to find themselves really struggling if they want to get into the major next year. So FaZe, if they can, you know, stick to it and practice hard, they could be seeing themselves in a good position. I want to touch on online and how that's going to impact this team, because I think FaZe right now, I can touch your pink bits.
I know that.
Completely threw him off the rails.
Anyway, I think that the online freedom that's going to give FaZe, they should look better online than they did on LAN. I'm not calling them onliners. I just think that they'll be less rigid, and they'll probably play, you know, a more relaxed, better branded Counter-Strike that'll suit their style. if they can use those executes at the right time, I'll be very impressed.
Yeah, so is that the real problem that I think we outlined not last time we were talking about them, was that they are obviously trying to add some structure, some execute, some more strategy, less kind of aim-reliant play. But it's sometimes, Yanko, you and Chad were kind of sitting there face palming saying, I can see what they're trying to do, but they're not
but you can't do it like that.
Right.
It's the thing is, it's not just about having execute, right? A lot of smoke, small toes, everything. And then just, okay, let's do this execute now because we've been only doing defaults. You need to have a game plan. You need to have thought process behind it. Why are you doing it the way you're doing it? Like in the VP game at Bucharest against Cloud9 on Train, you could see exactly how they played and why they played like that. They were running defaults to see how Cloud9 likes to hold, then they had an execute to counter that type of a setup. With FaZe, they were defaulting all the time, and then they just decide one round to go B with no one in Ivy, where they showed presence every round, and of course their opponents are going to know that it's either a B hit or a B fake, right? They can focus towards B and the ladder mid area of the map at least. So those are the small things that at the tier 1 level of play is something that you need to pay, you need to keep an eye out for, right? Because it will be too easy for your opponents to read you.
It was 16-6 over in Bucharest, of course, between these two teams. That was in an offline. As Chad has already suggested that FaZe are more comfortable in the online environment, and we'll see if that can make an impact here. Of course, the fact that it's a rematch on the same map, we've seen what happens there. Typically, it favors the team that lost. Is that what you said, Chad?
Yeah,
Closing thoughts on your prediction.
They look at how they lost and they fix it. I don't think FaZe are a team, though, that will probably have been able to do that properly, unfortunately. So I'm going to stick with Dignitas.
Believing in the Danes again, who are on a bit of a roll.
Yeah, I think Dignitas is the better team, but I just feel like FaZe will have one of their good individual games and they're going to take cash.
All right, he's expecting some headshotting and such. The game is ready. It's going to be our 5th of the night. The coaches are ready as well. Roban and Rugger, the double Rs, are going to be going head-to-head alongside the 5 comrades on either side of Cash. Let's jump into it, though, with none other than Henry G and Sadakist.
I just realized that I actually forgot my blazer.
I was going to say, it's very relaxed.
Yeah, it's fine. That's the way it should be in esports, though, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get a pocket square real quick. Done.
Perfect. It's still a gaming t-shirt, though.
It is.
So it's fine. There it is. There it is.
All right, let's get into it.
Hopefully it doesn't conflict, but I think it's fine.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, Cash. We saw some of this a little bit earlier on. We know FaZe likes it. It's usually always in their map pool. But as they highlighted on the desk, some issues for FaZe. They were the team that busted out of the gate. They were the fastest horse at the race for the first 10 meters. And then they started the trip midway through. I don't know if you want to call it honeymoon period, but the period of joy went away at the first 2 lands.
The online period is great. When Valley first joined, it looked amazing, and it was like, wow, this is revigorated FaZe. They look fantastic. Then they got to the various land events, and it seemed to drop off pretty quickly from there. Still a team that seems to win the first game of a tournament, then just drop out as it goes on. But we are going to be getting to the pistol round here. 4 sets of armor, and Rain, he's going to be the raid boss. Tech 9 and armor, and Jacob, he's got the smoke and the Glock, and it will be quite a fast mid take here. And the first exchange comes in, but it's Rubino, very proficient with the USP. He gets that first headshot from the sandbag area as well. It's a difficult position. What a second shot that was. 5 versus 3. Rubino just mauling them at the start of the round. And here we go then. FaZe locked out of the mid area, and they have to turn their attention towards A. What a way to kick it off.
What a way indeed. Jacob's going to try and get this back in line for FaZe because they're down 2 men. They want to try and get into the A site. Bomb's going to slowly leave off that Ivy, there we go. There we go. Ivy, Squeaky. The alternative long, narrow thing that goes to the A site.
Well, you'd know a lot about that.
Yes, I would. I know about the one that goes to the B side as well. But it is going to be going another direction at this point in time because they need to sort of reevaluate exactly what's going on in this situation. 1 man left over toward B because he's pushed up toward Toxic. He's got lots of information, which means they're going to have a problem. They're going to go in to 4 Dignitas players on this A site now. And AZ, he only able to pick up a first and single kill before going down. It's Magisk Boy and has the shot against him, and he'll close it out against Kiyoshima, who managed no better. Get 1, but that's all.
Whoa. FaZe going towards that mid boost at the start. They didn't spot anything at all towards the mid area. Thought, okay, guys, it's probably clear. Let's go take it over, and we'll slowly make the A split to come in. But Rubino, the snake in the grass, as you would say, towards that sandbags position, gets the first headshot towards the boost position, falls out to actually go back there and lands a nice little one-butter to find the second kill. For me, that was when the round was over. FaZe just trying to get a bomb down at that point. They get shut down by Magisk Boy. He finds the last 3 kills, and it will be a force buy for FaZe going into the second round. No bomb planted, of course. So PT50s, and they have managed to get a smoke and a couple of flashes here. So it's not a full investment in terms of just trying to get the most powerful pistols possible, and have some utility to work with it. So AZ He's got the smoke that normally goes towards highway. Looks like he'll get towards quad this time. But Config, he's ready for him. Gets the first 2 headshots. He's been in great form recently, and he continues it here on Cash. Gets the first 2 kills. The bomb has been dropped, and the round is over. FaZe not even getting out of the key choke points there. And poor old Kiyoshima, he was the lurk player towards middle, trying to stop the rotations. But at this point, he's just trying to find any sort of kill he can. Does some damage, and might find a kill here. He does take that MSL, but I think that's all he'll be getting as ensuing CTs do find that final kill. Lovely stuff here from Dignitas, and I think they are the hot favorites considering their form right now, Matt.
I would say so.
I would say they're almost certainly going to take both maps.
Interesting enough, Config and Cajun B are both within the top 5 rated players right now in Pro League.
Wow, I had no idea.
Nico, cool. I think #1, Cajun, I think #2. I don't remember when this was. Someone sent me a screenshot earlier today, so Dead Fox is in the top 10 as well. That's why the person sent me the screenshot. I think they're both rated around 1.2, which is quite good for an entire season. It's a long period of time to be performing well, but it is going to be Rubino in mid, takes down 4, get the ace no. He gets down by Kiyoshima in the end, but Config there, he's done all the work he needed. It was just an anti-eco.
Yeah, you could see he wanted the ace, and it was high risk. He could have fallen back and stayed alive. But when you get 4 kills like that, and you know the fifth, is unarmored and right in front of you, you're always going to go for it. And nice little spray down for Rubino. It will be the 3-0. Obviously, they're just trying to rush out that surprise factor. If somehow they can make those P250s get the first kill, maybe they could have done something with a fallen rifle, but not meant to be. First go run comes in, and once again, Alu, he doesn't have the AWP. That's been a problem for them on Cash in the past. If he never gets that weapon, that's a real big detriment to them going forward. He's great at opening the map for them and actually finding those openings. Config aggressive on the first round. This was called the Pronax boost back in the day, and for now it's not actually going to be amounting to anything because Rain is expecting it and takes that first kill down. Config drops in the main entrance. It's going to be a 5-on-4. Can FaZe actually capitalize on this? He's got so much time to work with here. Don't need to overcommit. You can see MSL trying to get a kill back in return. He has done his blood on the wall, but no damage being exchanged. That's a bit weird. Oh, Kiyoshima's got down to 87, so I guess he just took it like a stray bullet for the side.
One stray.
Yeah.
A ricochet, even.
Yeah.
I like this position from Rubino, but we know that can be, I think you spotted, smart to get away. That can be completely negated, more so because Rain was already at lockers.
That's like a one and done as well, right? The fact as soon as he fires, even if he gets 1 kill, he'll be taken down. That's having a big advantage, arguably, towards the terrorists.
Rubino, he's still stayed alive in all of this, though. AZ's got 1 on entry, but Rubino's just waiting for the smoke. He's watching wide side, hears them going over to the left. He knows there's at least 2 members in there, and he lines them up. Oh, bomb gets denied. Nearly takes down the planner and gets the man protecting him instead. In the mid, it's going to be MSL to take off Kiyoshima, but bomb finally will go down for FaZe. They're a man up in the situation. Alu's going to know there's one pushing through. Flash goes in. He's able to dodge it and turn back in time.
Yeah.
So it is all on to #2 in the league, Cajun B, and I think he'll bow out and allow his AWP to be held into the next round, which means FaZe will pick up the first gun. We know they're more than capable on Cash, but as you say, the struggles right now, Dignitas has to be the favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see Config there trying to apply the pressure from the get-go. First gun round comes in, he wants to send a message out to FaZe, get them rattled from that first initial exchange with the higher weaponry, and he doesn't actually manage to do anything with it. At that point, FaZe is good to slow things down. They find that first pick, they don't need to fully commit. They know there's some sort of reaction coming in on a map like Cash. You have to try and gain map control and choose that first player. MSL tried it towards mid, and he did get Kiyoshima in return, but at that point, FaZe had already committed towards the A site, and AZ doing some good work to the kills towards the bomb. So there, Rubino stayed alive for a little bit, but couldn't really make any impact when all the smokes were deployed. It got a bit interesting when the deny of the bomb came in, but as well recovered from FaZe, but still plenty of money available for Dignitas. A double AWP set up, Cajun B and Rubino. What a deadly duo it's proven to be as we go into round number 5. Still no AWP purchase for FaZe though, so as we'll be rolling with the AK-47s, you have to say they brought Alu in for that AWP potential. Not going to have a chance to use it as of yet, but Cajun aggressive, pushes through the smoke here. I'm not sure Kiyoshima will be expecting this, and it's the perfect reaction from that smoke going down. You assume you're covered. You think, okay, no CT's going to be going anywhere near this. I'm not going to face checkers. I'm just going to try and get a little bit further forward. And Cajun B is waiting on the other side. Nice work from him.
Rubino with the AWP is inside of mid and try and find the player. Drop the flash. He's pushed back. Doesn't spot him, so Rubino goes back out. Now he'll see it, but misses. And it's Alu with the AK. He did get, okay, so it did, I must have clipped the edge of the wall. Yeah. Because it looked like, just with our Go TV eyes, that it just was a miss, but it did clip through the edge of the wall. So down to 25, Magisk Boy. He's going to rotate back on this, just sit toward the fence and Config toward the truck. They'll give a passive play onto the A site. This will force a rotation of Config back down toward mid as well, now that Cajun B's got the AWP in a better position. But they're actually over-rotating on this slightly. They're going over toward B on this slight fake. These little bit of utility that's suspended inside of the site, and now it's just going to be Magisk Boy to try and hold them off himself. In behind the quad, can't peek aggressively as they've got a Molotov in position to disallow that, and Rain's gonna cover off the angle, but good pick up from KGB. That'll drop bomb temporarily. Rain, he'll pull it back with the AK, but still the bomb needs to be recovered. It will be planted just now as Config picks up a kill to make it 2 versus 2 on the retake, and an AWP in his hands. Watch the flank toward A main. That's going to be the exchange that could dictate the round. That MSL's made a lot of noise. How is Rain not heard this, though? As a nade goes out, he gets it off in time. That's going to put MSL in front of it, though, and he gets the kill. Now there's a chance. As AZ has to hold off 1 versus 2, knows where at least one player in MSL is. He can assume the other's back toward mid or highway or where else, but right now, first things first. Trying to negate the damage and potential for them to get closer to the site. Good pick up on MSL as he dodges based on flashes. It's low HP on Config. They know exactly where he is, and Config's going to bail. He has a kit, but he's got no time. Yeah, FaZe doing a great job there, especially AZ as well. I think Config just about survives there. You can see he knows the bomb radius quite nicely. It's going to be him staying on 9 HP. But AZ doing a fantastic job there. 2 versus 1, but towards that quad position, the bomb was getting to like the last few stages. I think there was about 12 seconds when the CT started to phase. He just stays alive for as long as possible there. Doesn't have to overcommit. It slows them down by facing and using the flashbangs effectively as well. It works out quite nicely for him. And FaZe do find 2 rounds in a row there, but Dignitas do manage to save the AWP. So that's going to be the hands of Config for now. We'll see where he decides to go. It goes without saying he probably needs to go a little bit aggressive and try and find the first pick to give them any sort of footing into this round. By the looks of things, FaZe will be going for an aggressive B play. They're sticking together, contact, we normally call this. Smoking off that initial entrance, and presumably you're going to be walking towards checkers together. Considering the manpower they've sent to this side of the map, they could go for a full execute as well. Molotov the bomb site, just to make things a little bit simpler for them. Jacobs towards middle as he comes in to stop rotations. Jacob's got Rubino down. That's the first pick as they get all the way down through middle. It's the UMP searching for information, for kills, and for money. And they'll get all of those things with it. As Jacob will take down Config as well. It's on to just Magisk, who's going to try and flank the flank and pull back the bank with the CZ75, but unlikely that he'll do anything further than maybe just 1 kill in this as he waits it out, and Jacob's already staring back that direction. UMP is going to take him down, so 3 kills with the SMG success, I would say, as he also picks up an AWP, so money. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby? All right, well, on a map like Cash, that certainly works out quite nicely. Well then, 3-3. It's going to be round number 7, and we do not have Dignitas in a great position, to be honest. It's going to be 5 rifles, 1 kit. Head armor's not a huge deal, but it's going to be FaZe now with the double AWP setup, and they've got 3 rounds in a row. They're actually coming to life here. There's Kiyoshima, he's going towards the B storage. The smoke comes down, and that's taken away his vision. But there are a couple of CTs there actually getting a little bit aggressive here. It's going to be MSL on the other side of that smoke, seeing if there are any stray Ts that decide to try and push. But it would be quite an audacious play for them. Get right style, potentially. He likes to kind of
push his luck.
Push his luck a little bit there, I was going to say. But he likes to be by himself towards B storage and try and work the first pick.
Just call it what it is, Henry. He likes to be an idiot.
No, I don't think it's an idiot. Like, he's just,
I know.
It's his play style, right? And sometimes it works amazing, it looks really cool. And sometimes if he dies doing it, it looks like he's...
like he's an idiot.
Well...
I'm a little bit rude. I'll say it.
You are.
I am very rude. It's because I'm actually American, not Canadian, guys.
I knew it.
I knew it. But when I'm friendly, I'm Canadian.
So you're American, huh?
No, I'm Canadian.
Anyway.
Kiyoshima looking for an AWP pick over toward B side. So double op set up on the T side. It's a map, like we said earlier, that, yes, the op is a very instrumental part of this map. Some teams elect to still run it without one on the T side. Not commonly, not as commonly, that's for sure as it was. But CT side without one could be a bit of a problem going against them. Flash back out. Jacobs gets spotted. He manages somehow to still pull back, and Rubino doesn't shuffle and scurry fast enough. Bit of a misthrow on the flash. That won't make it all the way up toward the site, but it doesn't matter. Rain, he'll go around the corner, take down Magisk Boy and Cajun B, failing back to spawn once more.
Indeed, 5-on-2 now, and that's going to be another clean round for FaZe. They seem very good, actually. Since the gun rounds have started, actually working as a unit. Seems to be good fragging ability from all the players. Jacob, AZ doing effective work there. Just Jacob towards middle as well, somehow negating that flashbang and finding himself behind the white box there to actually get the kill on Rubino. It's going to be Cajun B battling and CT spawning, but Rain should be able to take him down. There it is, the final kill. It's going to be 4-3 here. It's almost certainly broken the economy now of Dignitas. They've had a lot of money, residual cash in the previous to actually work with, but round number 8 comes in. They should be on an eco here. Some CZ, 5.7s, PT50s potentially. Not really much more can be purchased as you see it come up right now. The money sits at about $2,500, maybe a little bit more in terms of average. And it's going to be CZs and PT50s. There it is. Rubino with the Desert Eagle. With this double AWP setup, it's not something you commonly see on the T side of Cash. It does make things quite problematic in terms of execution and trying to get into the bomb sites. But if you're working the picks and you manage to get one of them for free, I guess why not? It'd be silly to throw it away. Jacob trying to get that first pick towards mid. It could be Rubino, takes a little bit of damage. But Alu, he finds the first kill.
Just looking for another one with that deagle.
Yeah.
You never put it past it sometimes. It's like every now and then we see the crosshair placement, we see it based on the X-ray, we just have this feeling. And I wouldn't doubt Rubino for trying to find one. He's going to go back to A main instead. Nade, flash going to land in front of him. He's going to preemptively strike into that, but that will not abide by any sudden nature. Good position from Matchday. Try and cover off this doorway position. Really gets caught out for it. Tries to time that refrag coming in, and the reset on the ammunition and aim from AZ. And he's able to pick up 2 when he does come through the door, though. Very good entrance, and this should negate any further damage as CajunB. P250 in hand, going to try and do what he can from the car position. Themselves on the other approach from the exit. So they're going to try and get at least some guns down, forced up a reinvestment. Better still, there was help to grab that AWP, but Jacob there immediately after. So they won't get away, they won't add any bank. They'll keep 4 alive on the FaZe side, and we said it, they're very good on this map. 5 rounds straight. Pause. On T side, they're going to call a pause immediately on the Dignitas side. No, I'm not surprised really to see this.
I think it might be technical, to be fair.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Henry. I was trying to build a storyline and be dramatic. That's what I do.
You do a very good job with that.
Thanks. I have to be good at something.
5 rounds in a row for FaZe. Maximum loss bonus achieved for Dignitas, and they have been struggling since these gun rounds started. I don't think the pause will be coming in for too long as Config does rejoin back in. As the desk crew building up, Matt, it's been quite an interesting project, this whole FaZe Kingwin G2 kind of setup. I don't think it's been a successful one overall. Had a couple of interesting events, but for me, it's been kind of underwhelming. Considering the firepower available and some of the names involved in this team, you would expect a lot more in terms of how deep they get in towards tournaments. This year has been particularly bad, in my opinion. I still think they can bounce back. I believe in the likes of AZ, especially Rain as well. I really feel like they deserve something out of this, but something is not quite there, something missing. And it's difficult to put your finger on it, but for now, this looks very good. 5 gun rounds in a row here on Cash, and it's going to be the all back in the hands of CajunB. He's towards A for now. Oh, I thought he was going to pull the trigger then.
I did too.
Yeah, you could just see it kind of building up, couldn't you? Kyoshima takes some early damage there. I believe he's actually towards the B storage, so MSL getting those early shots in once again.
And just boy in behind, the forklift is going to try and wait it out. Standard positioning. There's a standard smoke to deny this, but he finds Matchday, or excuse me, Rain.
Yeah.
Immediately when he scuffles out to his right. So Alu in the mid, and he's going to try and catch off a return kill for FaZe to try and allow this, and that's the right Molotov. There is Rubino playing from that position. He's going to get forced out. Cross is over. Alu doesn't hold a tighter angle, so doesn't have a lot of opportunity to get the shot onto him, and therefore Rubino gets out for free.
I bet Rubino can't believe his luck there. He thought, well, I'm definitely dead now. Somehow doesn't get taken down.
Well, it's Alu to get more aggressive after he's dropped out. He's going to put 2 toward the vents, and Alu's hit the shot. Rubino down, second one coming through. Dodges flash, sets the aim, but can't land it. Where's the second rifler? He's gone. AZ goes down, and Config finds them both. That's a huge problem for them.
Well done. It all kicked off on that first kill towards A main, but it's actually coming apart horribly here as MSL throws in the perfect flashbang, gets that first kill as well. Jacob does get one in return, but ultimately it's another clean round from Dignitas here. The first 3 went in their favor, but that's the first gun round that's actually worked out for them. It's FaZe. Potentially maybe overcommitting a little bit to middle there. You can see Rubino coming back, and he gets taken down, but his teammates clear up. Alu missing that first shot potentially could have been a difference maker there, but still. 5-4. Dignitas after reinvestment. The money's not amazing. You see 3 players, well, 2 of them sub $1,000. Rubino just on 1K. So if they lose this round, it's going to be very difficult going forward. Jacob trying to use that decent spawn at the start of the round to try and find the first pick. It's quite rare it works out, but when it does, it looks great. It just depends on the CT having a very poor spawn or potentially not having a smoke. Something like that has to go in your favor. But occasionally, I like that a lot. You know I do, Matt.
I know
aggressive play towards Squeaky Door, being dynamic, surprising the T, shutting them down before they're even a chance to sniff out that area of the map.
It's so frustrating too when you play against that.
Yeah,
when
right?
you're that early into a round and something unexpected kills you, it's just, you got to sit there and think about it.
That's why Cash is so fun to cast. It's probably one of my favorite maps to actually observe, because I just feel like it's got so many options to the CTs to be offensive, not just defensive. And there is some decent damage down there, and this is a good reaction from FaZe. It's Rain coming into the bomb site, taking Matchday forklift, and now up to Config. He's alone for now, but CajunB rotating in.
Config's going to slide out and pick up 1, but immediately taken down by Jacob on the way through. Late lurk from Kyoshima. He's going to find Rubino rotating over, which gives them another man advantage to work with. Bomb not yet planted, though, and Cajun's just waiting for that default position. Smoke will negate, or will it? It's thrown very wide of the mark, and Cajun, he's going to hear this plane coming in. He's slow to get there, but realizes it. Jacob tries to pull off the bomb, and he'll go down. It's now a 2 versus 2, 39 seconds left to try and recover that position. And Alu up above. He'll pull Cajun back. Finds 1. He's going to really look toward MSL, who does not peek after throwing out the flash, but the rotation around the crate, and Alu does pick it up.
This is why Alu's been picked up for these sort of situations. Very good at clutching rounds out and very calm under pressure as well. Great decision-making by him there as well. Gets up himself on the top of the forklift, finds a kill on the bomb site, and he just knows exactly where the last remaining CT is, and he actually shuts him down. We said that was a huge round for Dignitas to drop, and you can see right now that's reflected on the score, but they've got no money to really invest into this round. A couple of, well, just one CZ, the rest of them on default pistols, so a great chance for FaZe to get another round on the board, almost guaranteed at this stage. It's very unlikely, maybe a 5% chance that they can actually even find kills that let them win the round. As Config, he has got the CZ. There's no nades to speak of, no kit, no armor, nothing. So yeah, almost certainly going to be a FaZe round.
Molotov up toward heaven as well will negate anyone from trying to cover off the cross when they go for the site. Bomb's not yet in. There's one more player to confront in this stack. MSL, he's the one, but he's been found. There's Jacob with the kill, and the AKs reign supreme, and quite quickly all the kills follow in after. A lot of orange to blue in the top right. It's going to give another round to the terrorist side. 7-4 now. Pretty straightforward as Cajun B is going to bring out the AWP, and they're going to need something magical from it. Great. Config could bring out a double. He won't.
He will not. So I guess he wants to have the only defuse kit available and the extra utility as well. Smokes is such a huge deal on cash. But FaZe looking incredibly strong here. Another round where they have a huge advantage in terms of the firepower. Jacob trying to look towards mid once again. Throws a flashbang through. That can bait out more grenades from the CTs. A lot of teams will do that. Trying to have that surprise play, pushing through the mid connector smoke, but not going to be the case this time. What can Dignitas do about this? We can see 3 players actually heading towards the A side of the map. Alu with the orb and squeaky door as well. Config standing in the open right now. Going to be flashing towards A main. Can't find anything from it. He face still away, but somehow it works out in his favor. A quick 180 gives him the kill. And looking for a second as well.
Easy almost pulls the 180 back into Config though, but Alu from door. He'll find one more. It's going to be a smoke out to cover off highway flashes as well, and he should go around the corner on this as they wait for the bomb. He's got to clear out quad. He likes to slow just a minute, though, as the AWP up close doesn't fancy his chances. Instead, he'll let Jacob come over and start to clear, and he'll rotate in behind Fork to watch off against Truck. Yoshima once more will find a play in mid. And MSL, unlike Ravino, was anticipating that based on the first information they had in a similar situation, but it's still not enough to prevail. He's going to rotate back toward A main, unsurprisingly. In fact, actually, he's going to go to Squeaky on low HP, so a late peek on 4 could be enough, but Jacob's got Cajun down, and that's going to be the round as Ravino runs.
Successful round there for FaZe. Dignitas just couldn't really sink their teeth in. It was Config going aggressive there. I thought that was enough to win the round. He finds Rain. Bit of an awkward exchange. The 180 goes in his favor, and he finds 2 as well. But FaZe come out on top overall. It's actually quite a clean round for them, all things considered. 3 players staying alive. Kyoshima on 4 HP. And Rubino doesn't have any grounds to go for this at all. He's going to be towards Toxic and hoping he can find it. Or Sunroom, whichever way you're inclined. What do you call that? Do you call it Toxic or Sunroom?
I call Toxic usually.
Yeah.
I call it both, to be honest.
Just wanted to I never really thought about it. I've always called it Toxic, but...
it's because there's toxic. There's yellow toxic barrels.
Now it's a little Sunman in there.
It's true, the new mural on the wall.
Yeah. Is it in reference to anything?
I don't think it is. I think it's just a fancy piece of artwork that faces out toward the playground.
Yeah. Well then. Rubino did save an M4, but once again, his teammate can't really do much about this round. They're only a 3rd save loss bonus, so he'll just do the M4A4. USPs, and I thought that one was the one. They're getting dangerously close there. Against unarmored players, that can actually do significant damage. Like as a CT, spamming from the other side as well. You can actually, it's not crazy rare to actually headshot a T through that and get a kill. It's especially for an auto sniper, that's quite a common strategy sometimes. But for now, it will be USPs, Deagles, CZs, and Magisboy potentially. I was going to say get flash. The teammates haven't got a flash. He's just hoping a T gets a little bit cavalier and opens the door by himself, trying to hunt for that first kill.
Easy, just clearing off Squeaky. They're going to push Keo. This will put him back inside Sun Toxic. MSL is going to get the shot on him. That's an AK down for them to grab as Rain is going to pull one back against Rubino inside the middle, but not before losing a member beside him, his teammate gone, Config. He knows the door's open, but the window of opportunity might be closed because Rain's just come up from the highway position, and having missed that deagle shot, they knew exactly where he was. It'll be another bomb planted for FaZe, as they might find their 9th round if there's not something to happen here quickly for Dignitas. And MSL, last alive. He's going to go over and pick up a gun that's dropped down from his teammate at E-Box, and it's going to be Rain to close him out in fashion as he tries to do so. So 6, or excuse me, turn that 6 upside down. Turn that frown upside down, Henry G. It's 9 rounds for FaZe to the 4 of Dignitas.
Yeah, so since winning the pistol, when Dignitas got the 3-0, they actually lost 5 rounds in a row. They found 1, a full reset come in. They've lost a subsequent 4 since then. So without the pistol, they've only won 1 gun round here, and it's looking pretty bleak still. They haven't got the AWP, which is looking quite strong for them at one stage. It's going to be 5 and 4s again. They have got kits this time and utility to work with, but that double AWP setup seems to be coming back time and time again for FaZe, and it's being effective as well. This time it's in the hands of Kiyoshima. Allu, of course, will be joining him, and we'll see what round number 14 holds. We can see it's looking a little bit more interesting towards A once again. Maybe some aggression from the CTs towards A main, as there are bullets flying through left, right, and center. Looks like they were potentially trying to go for the boost there, but think better of it.
It's pretty hesitant when they do get in that position. It's a matter of figuring out the least amount of threat and getting back into a confident position where Config now plays Flash in. They're not going to catch off FaZe that easily, as AZ's able to sit in behind the wall, dodge that, get the kill as well, and they try and get a nade onto him, knowing that he was tagged up significantly in that exchange, but it won't reach far enough. He'll survive on 18. Cajun wants it back, though. He'll find it. Now he just needs to make sure he confidently and comfortably gets back inside of the A site. He's elected not to cross over, and smartly so, as Allu's waiting with an AWP for him to do so.
Yeah, well, 50 seconds still remain. You can see FaZe not panicking just yet. They have got the bomb still towards T-spawn. They're seeing what reactions come back from the CTs. Occasionally, we're sticking towards that squeaky door area as the T start to rotate back towards
And
B.
this is actually kind of smart, because they know he's out there right now, and there's no way for him to get back in. They've got a little bit of presence over toward B. It's a long rotation for Cajun, so why not try and cut that off? Why not try and take advantage of it by going into the B site and taking down MSL? It's Jacob the one to do so. Rubino will climb over whatever we want to call these. Over toward the tree. What do you guys call this?
I don't think I've ever given that name ever.
I don't think I have either. I just thought of
Why don't we name it right now?
Jaden boxes.
No, we've already got a Jaden.
Okay. Machine boxes.
No, the name we'd have to call that wouldn't be safe for the broadcast. Why don't you call it? Okay, they're like big metal. What do you call those things? Like girders.
Girders.
So we'll call it
trusses.
Let's call it girders. He's boosting himself on the girders.
Girders. Okay, I like it. I like it.
There we go. Can we have a look at the girders so everyone knows what we're talking about, please? There it is.
Thank you,
And
Rushley.
you can see around. Yeah, our girders indeed. So that's what it's going to be called from now on. So deal with it.
Deal with it. Thank you, Rushley. It's good to have you on board. Saw you on the tram today. We talked.
Oh yeah, what did you talk about?
I don't know. I just had to put up with him for 2 stops until we got here.
Okay then. Got to see him in about 10 minutes. Won't be awkward. Anyway, double off setup still for FaZe. It's the last round here. Dignitas, we kind of speculated they were going to be the dominant team here. They've been in great form, breaking the top 5 of Europe and looking like the world is their oyster at the moment. FaZe are just wrecking them when they get around here. Haven't really done much since the pistol, and it's going to be round number 15. No AWPs once again. Aggressive. It seems to be their go-to strategy here. They've tried the squeaky door. They've tried A main. Once again, it's going for the latter. They smoke off towards the T side of it just to give themselves some more presence here. Spraying off wildly towards the entrance. Doesn't work out. AZ could spray them all down here. Gets the first kill as well. He's locked the other 2 in. There's flashbangs. He finds the second headshot and makes his way to the bomb site.
He's unaware of the third, though, and Config's able to take down Rain. As a result, he actually comes back and gets AZ. It's to their detriment, but Allu does arrive on the scene slightly late as Rubino. Okay, he's going to try and play this smoke to his advantage. He's already evaded Allu. He's not going to know that he's this close to the site. So if he pushes through and catches them off at quad, or that, just go back out and get caught in the end by Allu, who turns around and makes a quick kill to close it out 11-4.
That's classic FaZe gameplay. Nothing too tactical in terms of the way they're approaching the situations and the strategy overall. Just working well as a unit, hitting their shots. They lost the pistol, 3-0 down, and Dignitas only one round after that. I think FaZe have got this one tied up. The way they're playing right now, they look very confident, and Dignitas, they need to step up their game tremendously if they want to get back into this. Can they do it? The question on everyone's lips right now. We're going to find out after this quick break.
welcome back, everyone. Halftime number 2 of our 5th game on the day. Yeah, we're doing a marathon
It's
today.
Super Sunday.
Super Sunday. I don't even know how the guy says that, but he does. It's 11-4. And we want more from Dignitas specifically.
We'll see whether they can. They won the pistol before. If they win it again, they have a chance of making a game of this. We're getting straight into it. The second half begins. FaZe versus Dignitas. The sides have been switched. Obviously. That wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't work if they didn't do that.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
So they have done that, luckily. So it's going to be 4 sets of armor for the CTs. Make it 5. FaZe are all in. No grenades, no utility, no upgraded pistols. Let's go. A brawl session from the CTs as we come in with the raid boss once again on the T side. It's in the hands of Cajun B this time. That means armor and a Tech 9. A smoke from MSL, and it looks like they'll be favoring towards the A bomb side as well. Have they got a boost going on? I didn't see. I don't think they have. This is straight up A take, but Rain, he's ready for it.
Seems ready. Rain's going to fall back, closed door. AZ boosted up, though, in MSL.
It's very rare in a pistol to be up there.
Exactly that, and he's got the smoke. MSL, he's the first to confront. He's going to bounce that off. That'll cover the top of Highway. Oh, but they check it. Rubino takes him down. Rain, though, great shot back. Headshot drops bomb forward. They have a chance to try and swarm and hold them off and catch it again. Great play from Jacob as he gets 2 and now rotates around toward the forklift to hold them further, but it's Magisk Boy that gets it back. And suddenly we're down to a 2-on-2 and a very explosive pistol round. Config, he'll grab the bomb. It should be a plant, but timing might be off on that because Kiyoshima's arrived on A main. He knows Magisk is over toward the forklift. No trigger discipline. He's actually cost himself. He's solo, manages to catch it, but it's out towards Squeaky. The bomb is gone. And Config, he's late with the deagle to try and come back in toward the A site. He's faced off by Rain, though, and it's shut down. And FaZe, they'll steal it away in a very back and forth affair.
Yeah, that literally could have gone either way at that point. But when they found that first kill, I didn't expect them to have checked the boost at all. It's so rare to see a CT in that position in the first round, but they come out, check it, take him down. I thought that was round over, but Jacob and Rain doing some sensational work there on the retake, actually coming in and just landing every single shot. Came to the 2-on-2, and Kiyoshima almost fluffed his lines there, but managed to recover just about, leaving Config in a very difficult situation. It's 12-4, and it's a force buy from the terrorists. No bomb planted, so Tech 9s, smokes, CZs, and they're going to try and do everything they can to win this round. It's a very similar approach. This time 4 towards A main. 1 flash is all they're going with. Hope for the best, boys. We're going in.
Turn your backs. Face again. Clear the forklift. Get ripped apart by a P90 and a UMP as AZ and Rain will do all the work required to shut down this entrance. However, they do have a late smoke further back behind the red crate and get a bomb plant, which is the objective of the round because now they can start to build up some cash. Potentially get something out with further utility in the 4th round, or maybe even go for some faster guns as the Tech 9 tries to wreak a little bit of havoc, but unfortunately it's going to be Alu, the only one that dropped.
Well then.
And it's a pretty straightforward affair from FaZe.
Yeah, well, you can see the approach there from Dignitas. Everyone gets towards A main at the start. The smoke's down. That gives them a bit of a veil. They flash through and they're trying to swarm any close-range CTs there were. But FaZe, quite long range, quite disciplined. The P90 mowing them down, like you said, and the utility usage was quite nice. The HE grenades towards the site. They allow them to have a plan, but they want to keep as many numbers up as they can. And it's going to be a force buy here by the looks of Dignitas. Why not? At this point, they're so far they're so far removed from the game itself. It's 13-4. They need some rounds to start happening for themselves. A bit of luck, and this could be the round to do it. You can see they've got 2 AKs, 3 pistols as well. Up against the 4 SMGs of the CTs, this could have some potential behind it. Not much, but it's got something. As we go into round number 3, and will be the P90 up close and personal from Alu. Looking for any boosted players here, and Config looks like he wants to go up. He actually is on the other side as the CTs hold off. It's Rain to try and bait in some attack here. He's got the M4, keep things a little bit longer range.
Yeah, P90. Alu wants to try and make this work. There's a good quick look at our overview right now. Dignitas trying to slow this down with the 2 AKs and find some picks, see if anyone gets aggressive from the CT side. And the AKs actually have the advantage at range, exactly that. Cajun B, he gets 1. There's only, well, now none, but only 1 rifle was in the hands of the CTs. And Alu, trigger discipline. P90 needed to get them sooner because MSL, he's got all day to turn back. It could have been 3. It's only going to be 2. It does bring it back down to a 3 versus 3, though. And with 2 AKs up versus 3 SMGs, can still go the way of Dignitas if they can keep this to a range game. And inside middle, that's exactly what it is. So Kiyoshima needs to be a little bit careful trying to re-peek on this position. As such, the bomb thrown across.
God, that made me wince so much. That could have been so beautiful from Alu. Does get 2 and brings him back into the round, but ultimately Dignitas still have the 2 AKs. And the man advantage now, Magisk Boy finds a headshot towards Jacob. 30 seconds remaining though. Bomb's going towards B, so I guess it will be planted. It's absolutely fine in this respect. But if AZ finds his kill on the A side, he's got a real chance of actually retaking this. As they don't go towards B, what is this? I thought they were in.
Magic.
Oh dear. I thought they were absolutely in there. They've actually gone back towards middle. I guess his teammate was calling, A's clear, come back. And then AZ takes him down. And now they've got themselves in a lot of trouble here. That's going to be the bomb drops.
No HP.
Oh, no, it's not, sorry.
Well, it's all HP. That's going to be the bomb drop because MSL.
Shocking, right? Because you could see what was going on there. He's walking into the A side, go, guys, it's all fine. Come back. Don't worry, going to B. It's a Mux game. Come back towards A. Come back towards B. That's where it's at. And falls apart.
And there it is. This I was expecting. Alu onto the AWP. He had 60-50 to work with. He spent it all. He had a silver. How does that song go? I went back to Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. I had $1 million, but I spent it all. He spent it all. But he's got the AWP out. He's going to be playing it from the white box right now inside of middle. Smoke out by default. That's pretty standard. Cover off the garage. So we won't have the vision there. As such, though, he does take the nerve to peek up toward the drop. The boost. Whatever you want to call it. Just boy there is going to be the one up top as well with an AK-47, and Alu having relinquished that position is going to have to be a little bit more careful trying to take it back. Smoke is well dissipated. He'll keep his vision firmly fixed upon the garage door at mid, as it's pretty slow default. One out towards Squeaky Door right now. Config's there with the Tech 9. They're going to try and be explosive as 14-4. What more can they really hope for in this position?
They're in that horrible zone where you just have to keep force buying now. It's not working out for him. It's going to be Alu with that first shot as well. Doesn't need to find more here, but he finds a second. Surely going to fall back here, but it's Alu. He wants to keep adding scores to the tally there, but it's not going to be happening. And he does get taken down. You thought he'd be falling back at this point. Config making things interesting. Still a 3-on-2 and AZ knows exactly the last two remaining players are. He should be able to finish his third one off, but he can't quite finish it as Rubino. It's by himself now, 2 versus 1 for match points in favor of FaZe. If he can win this round, he potentially keeps Dignitas alive a little bit longer.
2 versus 1. Quick flash out to allow him to cross back over toward A main. He's going to use the forklift as a positional coverage and stay in the site, so he'll have more awareness, more read, and more opportunity to peek them by surprise. He knows one, at least, is toward highway, spots him, takes him down. That's Kiyoshima, but the other one's already crossed, and where's he gone? It's still out towards CT spawn, toward the truck. And Jacob's got the shot on Rubino.
Well, another plant, another clutch situation, but Dignitas can't finish it off. It was Rubino in the 2 versus 1. Actually did very well to get towards Forklift, undetected as well. Got that first kill. Certainly had an opportunity to find the second, but it didn't anticipate Jacob to be towards highway as well. So match point has been obtained, and Dignitas, like I said, has keep having to force in these situations. It has not been ideal for them on the second half at all. Match points, and they're going to need 11 rounds in a row just to force overtime. They come into this one with 5 AKs, 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, Molotov. That is it. Sure, they have the weapons, but it's very difficult to find the kills without actually being able to eradicate risk potential for the CT. He's going to go straight towards the A site. It seems fast on his way main. Config waited for the flashes to the start of the round. Rain, that could be a very decent grenade if he throws it correctly.
Well, he did.
Yeah,
it's a dunk on Config.
Whoops.
Hasn't even seen anyone, and he's already down to half-life. Rubino as well, still out toward the sunroom. I think we have to go with sunroom with that lovely mural there.
I think you're probably right.
That's what we need to call it now.
It's a nicer name, isn't it?
You should spend more time in there.
I tried to today, actually. I was sunbathing on the
well, that's rooftops. Only because you were locked out and couldn't get into the studio and play Counter-Strike. You thought I was referencing something else.
I did.
That's yeah, we'll get to that someday.
That's a story.
Let's let that one settle in for a bit.
Yeah.
My mistake. Rain inside of the site. He's going to spray down toward A main. It's Cajun B instead, though, that's going to take down 2. And now in comms, they'll be yelling Alu at car because he's going to be trying to get the shot on the way through the site. He's going to find Cajun B up on top of the red crate, and Alu's got Magisk Boy as well. What a play so far. Bomb's been planted, though. He's got to try and pull this back 3 versus 2. And MSL still deep inside of the site. He knows he's there, but he cannot find it anywhere. Config's going to smoke off as well toward the top of highway, and MSL's patience may have paid off. It's going to be Kiyoshima to pull back on MSL. Down to just Config to keep the game alive. It's map point for FaZe, and they're on it already in the smoke, but he's going to be showing it doesn't matter. Alu's got the shot, and it's over. FaZe will take map 1. Convincing fashion as well.
16-4, another whitewash here on Cash. This time, it's going to be FaZe taking them a huge win there. Very surprising. I didn't see that coming at all. I thought Dignitas was going to run away with this.
It is Cash, though.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, Dignitas there didn't really show up at all. It seems like after losing the pistol, they found a gun run and still just got completely wiped out. And you have to say, FaZe, that's what we're used to seeing from them online. It seems to be at LAN, that's when it falls apart.
Yeah, well, that's right. And this is the form we saw from them at the start of the Pro League season that we thought, okay, this is incredible. They put themselves in a good position early, thankfully, to make it through to the LAN, but they've really got to step it up. And obviously, Cash, they still have that in the bag. So very good performance from them. We'll shift it over to the desk, see what they think about their chances moving forward, or if Dignitas is in this at all.
Very much, boys. We've seen this time and time again here in the Pro League. It does seem to happen more often than not that just one of these maps goes incredibly one way, then the other map goes incredibly the other. I don't know what it is that's making these happen. We saw it just previously with Navi Fnatic. We saw, of course, that stomping on Train, and now we have it here on Cash. 16-4 after, of course, very recently these two teams meeting in Bucharest and it going quite the opposite, 16-8 in favor of Dignitas. It's hard to understand.
And that's with Dignitas being 3-0 up in the first half, so basically a 61 score after that point. And I'm gonna say one thing that I think was the biggest problem for Dignitas in this game was they were too passive on their CT side. Like they were always in some default setups, you know, whether they will go towards mid or 2-1-2, whatever, but they, in the first maybe 10 rounds or even more, they didn't try to go aggressive for a pick pretty much anywhere, right? And that allowed FaZe to just wait out the utility, then go for a simple execute, mostly towards the A-bomb site where they would get the trade, so they get into an after-plant situation. That's all that FaZe wants, basically, because then, as we said time and time again, they can rely on their individual skill to play that out. They can go for aggressive peaks, rely on their aim and so forth. So I think that was the biggest problem for Dignitas in this game.
So where does that first pick come from? Because I mean, is it you're looking at Cage and B to try and make something happen?
Yeah, you can go aggressively towards A main. You can send two players towards Squeaky. We saw, I think it was 9-3 or 9-4 when Config tried to go Squeaky all by himself. I mean, okay, that's because they realized they need some sort of aggression, but that's not either the way to do it, and it was a little bit too late at that point as well.
Yeah, a little too late to apologize. What have you got for me, Spud?
Well, Jacob, in last time these guys played on this map, he was a non-issue. Like, he had 6 frags. He wasn't even in the server, basically. Here, he had some impact frags that really pushed them over the line. And Aloe as well, at the car, getting some clutches, doing his thing. It was really good by Matt.
That was really good.
Yeah. But, yeah, I thought that there was a few clutches that could have gone either way. They were like 2v1s or, you know, 2v3 situations that FaZe, they ended up winning when they probably shouldn't have. And that's why we got a scoreline like we do. I don't think, you know, like I agree with Yanko. Dig didn't play a very versatile CT side. They weren't, you know, looking for picks that often. Cajun got out there once or twice with the AWP and maybe made a kill, but there wasn't, you know, too much change from them, and they needed to change of pace to get them in that half.
The thing is, I believe that's how you make FaZe extremely uncomfortable as a team, right? When you go for those aggressive pushes, maybe send 3 players towards the B bombs. They tried to get an early kill there. They did manage to get Kiyoshima early in one round. I remember that. That's because then they need to react, to adapt, and okay, FaZe are good enough to react, but that's probably going to be a bit disjointed, and that's where you can capitalize on that. If you just allow them to throw the most, you know, to wait it out and do what they're comfortable with, obviously that's going to make it much easier for them to play out the T side.
Now, if it was one of the names that stood out to you guys, is there anyone that we need to kind of give a little bit of a shout out to? I mean, we have to give credit to Alo just because this was, of course, his responsibility to hold middle, and we've seen time and time again how difficult that can be. He seemed to be doing a pretty stand-up job, Chad.
Yeah, I think his AWPing, you know, it's very versatile. He can do aggressive AWPing, he can do passive AWPing.
Though.
With Alo, or with the team, well, you know, it's 16-4 online. It's great for their chances to get to the finals. If we want to look at an overall picture in Pro League, fine. I think this is great for them. This is a win that they definitely needed. They've got Hellraisers and Flipside, so let's say that they get those wins later in the season. That's going to bolster their chances, and taking a map off Dig is pretty big. However, the FaZe project, I'm still, you know, I'm not sold yet.
Well, so they're 12-7 now in the standings, and we've already highlighted that kind of 9 losses is your cutoff point, and that's on the very precipice. You could have 9 losses and still not make it in. So a win against Dignitas, Hellraisers and Flipside have got 2 games they have to play. Should they, if they get a 2-0 here, and assuming they beat Flipside, FaZe could be within a shot of getting to Brazil. So this is going to be a very big game for both Dignitas and FaZe, not forgetting Dignitas aren't out of the running as well. We'll take a quick break, but when we do come back, we'll be seeing if they can go ahead and complete that 2-0 dream run. We'll be finding out exactly how the score does play out. And talking of the score, one last time, the Score Esports application.
Maybe not, Alex. You never know.
You never know. Check it out, though. It's, of course, available on your smartphone device. You've heard it all. News, articles, and statistics in the palm of your hand. Well, you go grab that, and you can go ahead and take a quick 5-minute breather, because when we come back, we're going to be seeing how Overpass plays out in our final game of the night.